Hey everybody, welcome back to Kat's Kitchen. I'm here with another recipe for King's breakfast. Now this is obviously, it is a breakfast, but you can make this any time of the day, whether you want it for lunch or dinner. So we're gonna get right into it. It's gonna be another skillet. So I have my pan heating up over here. I'm sure you can see the smoke. We have some avocado oil in here for our high smoke point. And it is screaming hot, it's ready to go. I'm gonna grab some sausage. You can use any type of sausage you like. If you like chicken, turkey sausage. This is an Italian flavor with Italian seasonings. And then we're just gonna drop this into our pan. And I have about a tablespoon and a half of avocado oil in our pan. You can use butter if you like. There's also gonna be some fat from the sausage. So we're gonna brown this up and get this working for us. And we're gonna crumble it up. And then I have an onion here. I'm gonna use a small to medium whole onion. We're gonna toss that in here with our sausage and let it render down and cook up. Now we're gonna let this cook until everything is browned and we want our onions to get real nice and soft, sauteed, and they'll be translucent. So this is probably gonna take about 20 minutes, maybe 15-20 minutes on high. And then next what we have, I have a bag of hash browns just from the freezer. So I'm going to be utilizing that. I did have them all thawed out. When I pulled out the meat from the freezer, I also pulled out the hash browns from the freezer. That way it would just cook up a little faster for me and be ready to go. So that's going to be our next step. Once this is nice and brown, we're going to add our hash browns in here. So I'll see you guys back here once this meat's cooked and we can add our hash browns in. Alrighty guys, so you can start to see our sausage is just starting to turn brown. Starting to look good. So next what we're gonna do is I chopped up 3 mini bell peppers. We're gonna just add them in. The reason why we're adding them in now is because they need to break down, so they're gonna need a little bit more cook time than our hash browns, because our hash browns are already thawed out. Now, if your hash browns are not thawed out, you'll want to put them in right now whenever you're putting your peppers in. We're going to wait to season this until we put our hash browns in, just because we don't want to overdo it. Also, guys, a little tip on your knives. Make sure that you're cutting with your knives on a cutting board. If you're trying to use a plate or anything else, even a glass cutting board can sometimes dull your knives significantly. So that's just a little tip for you if you want to keep your knives sharper longer. and just make sure to always sharpen them and learn how to sharpen them and use them correctly. Never put your knives in the dishwasher. You never want to do that. Always hand wash them. Brand new, they cut like butter, and you want to keep them like that. Keep them always maintenance. So now back to our hash. We're just really, this whole meal is fixed around a hash. So we got the sausage, the peppers, the onions, the hash brown, and then we're also going to be adding in some spinach here. We're going to let that wilt down. And then I have a can of tomatoes. You can use fresh if you want. The beauty about these recipes, guys, is use whatever you have on hand. And then we're going to crack some eggs in there, and then we're going to put a little bit of cheese on top. I've got some feta and some pepper jack. So yeah, so that's the beauty of it all. Just use what you have, and whatever you don't, just supplement. This has been cooking now for about 5 minutes. I'm going to let it cook for probably about another 2 more minutes, 1.5, 2 minutes. I'm trying to get some more color on there, and then we'll be adding in our potatoes. All right, you're going to start to see that real nice brown color. I'm going to kick back our heat to about a medium flame. Nice even color. Okay, next we're going to add in our bag of hash browns. Once again, these are thawed. So you're going to get some water from these potatoes. There's a little bit of peppers and onions in here too, and that's okay. We're going to season this up now and then give it a stir. I'm also going to pop some spinach in here because I want a little bit of green in the party. Just going to kind of rip it with my hands and throw it in. One pot meal, guys. One pan kind of situation. That's the way I like it sometimes. Easy cleanup, and it's easy to do. All right, so after we've got our spinach in here, now we're going to get it seasoned. Do some seasoned salt. Pepper. Garlic powder. Italian. And I'm going to give this a nice mix. I know some people were asking about the ratios of my seasonings. I will do a better job of listing that in the description box for you guys. I'm just used to dumping and tasting, so that's what I do, and I do recommend you guys to try to get used to doing that as well. It'll make you a better cook if you can kind of eyeball and taste as you go, because then you won't need to be handicapped to a recipe. You can kind of do it however you like it. We're just going to mix all this up together. We want these potatoes to sear off a little bit before we add in our can of tomatoes. And I am going to add in all the juice as well. So that's why we want our potatoes to get nice and soft and cooked up before we do that. So we add in more liquid. We're going to let this cook now for probably about another 3 more minutes, and I'll see you guys back here. So this is cooked now for about 3 minutes. We're going to add in our can of tomatoes with the juice and all. We're going to stir this in, and then we're going to give it another little sample. We actually just tasted it, and it does need a little bit more salt and pepper. You just want to make sure you add that in gradually. Now the liquid from your can of tomatoes is actually going to take the fond off of your pan. The fond is whenever you brown something and your pan gets brown, the liquid actually releases all those juices and all those flavors from the bottom of your pan and incorporates it back into your food. So all those brown bits at the bottom of your pan, you can't buy that kind of flavor. So you definitely want to pick that up. And that's how you do it. Our egg, cheese, peppers, onions, tomatoes, spinach, half a bagel, coffee. This is what King's Breakfast is all about. Making something basic, just a little bit extra. And sharing it with the ones you love. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.